Hi, welcome to my channel. Now we uncover the story of the California Gold Rush, how one discovery transformed the United States forever. In the winter of 1848, America was still a young nation, expanding westward, full of hope, but struggling with uncertainty. Most of the western lands were quiet, undeveloped, and sparsely populated. California, at that time, was not even officially part of the United States. Its vast landscapes were home to native tribes, a handful of settlers, and remote missions. But everything changed on January 24, 1848, when a simple discovery turned California into the most exciting place on Earth. On that cold morning, a carpenter named James W. Marshall, while working at Sutter's Mill, in the bank near the American River, noticed something shining in the water. When he bent down to see it closely, he saw a small yellow nugget. Marshall suspected it might be gold, but he was not fully sure. He showed the nugget to John Sutter, the owner of the mill. Sutter tested it using basic tools and soon confirmed the unbelievable truth. It was indeed gold. Neither Marshall nor Sutter wanted the news to spread. They feared their land would be overrun by outsiders. But secrets like this never stay quiet for long. Within weeks, the discovery leaked, and once it did, the world changed forever. The news spreads, a rush begins. By the summer of 1848, newspapers were printing headlines about gold in California. Even soldiers stationed nearby abandoned their posts and ran to the rivers to search for gold. By the end of 1848, thousands of people throughout America had already heard the news. But the real explosion came in 1849. People started leaving their homes, farms, shops, and even families behind for one dream: to get rich quickly from California's gold. These dream chasers became known as the 49ers. They traveled in wagons, on horseback, on ships, and even on foot. Some crossed dangerous deserts, others risked storms at sea. Many left with nothing more than hope in their hearts. Thousands didn't survive the journey. But those who did created one of the largest migrations in American history. Life in the mining camps. For many, the dream of finding gold was far different from the reality. Mining camps were rough, dirty, and extremely crowded. People lived in tents or wooden shacks. Food was expensive, clean water was rare, and diseases spread easily. But the dream of striking gold kept everyone going. Miners used simple tools: a pan, a pickaxe, a shovel. They spent long hours standing in freezing rivers, hoping to find gold dust or small nuggets. Some miners became rich overnight. Others worked for months and found nothing. Still, the excitement never stopped. The gold rush created a mix of cultures that had never existed together before. Americans, Mexicans, Chinese immigrants, Europeans, and even people from South America all lived side by side. It was chaotic, noisy, dangerous, and full of opportunity. San Francisco, the city born overnight. Before the gold rush, San Francisco was a tiny village with only 800 residents. But when gold fever spread, the population exploded. By 1850, more than 25,000 people lived there. San Francisco became the fastest-growing city in the world. New shops hotels, and restaurants appeared everywhere. Ships arrived every day filled with people and supplies. In fact, so many ships were abandoned by passengers rushing to the mines that they were used as storage buildings or even turned into parts of the city. Boom and bust, fortune and failure. Gold changed lives, but not always in expected ways. Many miners lost everything. Supplies were costly. A pair of boots could cost more than $100. A simple egg could cost $1. Shovels and pans could cost more than a day's wages. Many miners realized that the people who truly made money were not miners at all. They were businessmen who sold supplies to the miners. The most famous example is Levi Strauss, who began selling sturdy pants to miners. Those pants later became the world-famous Levi's jeans. Impact on Native Americans. The gold rush brought over 300,000 people to California in only a few years. For Native Americans, the consequences were tragic. They lost land, were pushed away from their homes, and suffered violence and disease. Their population dropped dramatically during this time. This remains one of the darkest chapters in the story of the gold rush. Environmental consequences. The gold rush permanently changed California's environment. Miners dug out riverbeds, cut down forests, and blasted hillsides with powerful water jets, a technique called hydraulic mining. This caused massive flooding, destroyed farmlands, and filled rivers with mud and debris. Some of these environmental damages are still visible today. California joins the United States. The gold rush made California so important and populated that the U.S. government moved quickly to make it a state. In 1850, only 2 years after the gold discovery, California officially became the 31st state of the United States. Gold helped build railroads, banks, roads, and cities. It transformed America's economy and accelerated Western expansion. The end of the rush. By the mid-1850s, the easy gold was gone. Large companies began using heavy machinery, making it impossible for individual miners to compete. People slowly left the mines, and the gold rush era came to an end. But its effects never faded. The gold rush built cities, created industries, expanded America's population, reshaped global migration, changed the course of U.S. history forever. It also left behind stories of courage, greed, hope, and heartbreak. Stories that continue to fascinate the world. Finally, thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, like, comment, and share this World History Facts Hub channel.